Oh boy, good morning, Bassheads. I owe Jeff G Love an apology. He asked me if I was going to go live today. I said no. And brother, I apologize. I was out in them streets. I got home at about 3:30 in the morning. And then something woke me up at around, 7. And and I'm playing from 5 to 9 tonight. And I had just had to turn down a gig because somebody hit me up, asked me if I could play on Bourbon from 9 to 1. And any other time I would probably say, yeah, I'll do the double, but I ain't got it in me today, and I wouldn't even get to the other spot in time. Anyway, so all that stuff to say, welcome. We are going to continue the music theory thing that we started yesterday. Yesterday, I gave you an overview of the major scale and what we call diatonic harmony. What's up, Tiny? Okay. What does diatonic mean? It just means they belong to each other, right? It's like if you look at your family unit, right, your immediate family unit, you may say that you guys are all diatonic to each other. That's one way of looking at it. Listen, when you come into the room, do me a favor. It costs you nothing to hit that like button. My mother used to say, boy, it don't cost you nothing to smile. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that like button. It helps me out. It helps the algorithm. Gets the word out about this free game that I'm giving you in this channel. So yesterday we talked about the diatonic modes, right? We went through all the modes, and you got homework. I gave you homework yesterday that by this weekend, you bass players especially, by this weekend, in at least two keys, you should know Ionian mode in one position, or one fingering position, Ionian, Lydian, and Mixolydian. Those are the three major modes, okay? Today, we're going to look at triads. Why triads? And why don't I have a bass in my hand? Well, because I'm gonna, if you're watching the replay and you watch the end, I will put this in a bass perspective towards the end. But right now, what we want to do, thanks for the super chat, Tiny, I appreciate you. What I want to do is understand that, number one, the piano keyboard, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people will agree, is the mother of all harmony. This thing, if you get friendly with the piano keyboard, things will open up for you in a different way. Okay? Now, we were talking about C major yesterday. Okay? Again, listen, by the end of this live stream, you're going to be able to find triads anywhere on your instrument, okay? Let's define a triad. A triad is a 3-note chord, okay? As the name suggests, a triad is a 3-note chord that is built from the 1st, 3rd, and 5th degrees of a scale. So there's the key of C major. Let's say I go, there's C, that's 1. D is 2, but we're not gonna play D, we're gonna play E. We have a root and a major third. This is not a chord, this is a dyad, not a triad. Di meaning 2. Okay? When we skip the F and we put the perfect fifth on there, now we have a triad. Okay? For this live stream, we're only going to focus, because yesterday we talked about the major modes, Ionian, Lydian, Mixolydian, in this live stream, we're only doing the major triads. All right? So peep this. Key of C. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our Lydian mode starts on the 4th scale degree. Mixolydian starts on the 5th scale degree. There are no black keys. That's why C major is easy for us to talk about, because there are no, there's no sharps or flats. It's easy for you to see it, right? So there's our C major. Let's go to Lydian mode. Now we're going to go to Mixolydian, but with Mixolydian, this is going to have a little bit of a different character. It's going to sound more bluesy than anything when we play the scale. And right now we're talking about triad, so the flat 7 doesn't come into play in a triad, would come into play in a 7th chord. Just file that away. That might have been a lot of information. Just file that away. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to worry about that right now. So there's a triad. So we have the 1 is major, the 4 is major, the 5 is major. Why would I break this up in this way? Why would I say, let's only focus on the major? I think, I could be wrong, but I think that bass players specifically, now if you're a guitar player or something and you're coming in from, from a different perspective, this channel is mostly bass players. I think what happens with us is that we get overwhelmed trying to remember all the things. We try to eat the elephant all at one time, and we got to eat it one bite at a time, right? So the 1 chord is major, the 4 chord is major, and the 5 chord is major. The triads on the bottom is major, major, major. Okay? Watch this. Okay? Major. Now if I made them 4-note chords, 7th chords, and the 7th TH means that I'm putting the 7th note above the root. Above, anytime we're talking about above or below, we're talking about pitch. Right? There's the root, and we're putting the 7th above that root. Now we have a 7th chord, major 7, major 7. Now the oddball is going to be the 5. It's going to be a dominant, what they call dominant 7, or a 7th chord. So if you look on the screen here, I love this diagram because it's showing you, hey, it's a G7 chord, but just in the corner there, let me talk about that, what it says, B diminished over G. Ignore that. All that is the app, this particular app, is saying, now if you were here yesterday, I told you that the 5 chord and the 7 chord have the same function. They want you to go back home, right? So peep this. Here's the 7. It's diminished. It feels unsettled. It feels unsettled. It feels unsettled. It wants to go back home. It wants to resolve, right? So that's B diminished. But watch what happens when I put a G in the bottom. All of a sudden, that G note changes. Here's the G major triad. It has the same notes as it has the same two notes as the B diminished. But they want to go home. So it's just basically showing you how they're related. Okay? Typically you're not going to see you might, but again, this is why they say, hey, Big Mike Fishing, could you go on and ask me your question? Leave your questions in the chat. This is why they call it music theory and not music facts. So if you saw B diminished over G, you could just make an educated guess that they're just talking about a G dominant 7 chord. Okay? So 1 is major, 4 is major, 5 is major. Okay? Now, for you bass players, I know you want to get to it. This is going to be an add-on for your homework, right? I got 10 sets of eyes and I got 4 likes. I don't ask for a lot, but what I'm going to ask you guys to do, if you just came in, do me a favor, please. Don't come in without hitting that like button. I'm not one of the bigger guys, one of the bigger creators in the space. So, you know, I'm going to ask for it. I don't think it's a lot to ask. Giving away free game. Hit them like buttons, man. 17 people here. Please hit the like button. I ain't asking you for no cash apps or nothing like that. I'm asking you to hit the like button. Doesn't cost you anything. All right. But it does. What up, James Bailey? It does help the algorithm. All right. So it's only 8 likes. It's only 8 likes. There's like 17 sets of eyes. Even if you're not sticking around, even if you lurking, hit the like button. I'm going to ask for it. I'm going to ask for it. Other people might not ask for it. I'm going to ask for it. James Bailey, you going to fix it, Doc. You going to fix it. All right. Still got 18 people here. Y'all hit that like button. Okay. So here we go. Now we're gonna apply this business to the bass guitar. Oops, wrong screen. Sorry, guys. Now we're gonna apply this to the bass guitar. You got your homework from yesterday. This is the kind of thing that the kind of video that, like, I could leave this up, right, for search and all that stuff. Or I could put this into my members only section. It depends, Big Mike. Big Mike, you can go to my store if you want to book private lessons. Let me put that in the chat. There should be a book link in there. If not, shoot me an email and we'll set it up. So the homework that you guys got yesterday was to find those different places to play one position of your major scale. 1, not 100, not 3, not even 2. 1. Right? 1. I thought you were gonna sleep. Yeah, I thought I was gonna sleep too, but duty calls. How do I make that first major triad I talked about, the one? And we're only talking root positions here. Root, major third, perfect fifth, major third, root. Y'all see my hands well enough? Now, peep this. That shape, watch this. Guess what? I can make that shape two places here. This is the major scale. It's the starting point. That's the one. That's a major triad. I'm playing a pad that is on the root of C. Now, your homework, based on your homework, if you were here yesterday, you know what your homework was. There's the major triad for the 4 chord. Just one position. Is there other ways to do it for you folks that's coming in late and gonna be like, yes, there are multiple ways to do it, but focus on one at a time. Different places to play the same thing, but it's the same shape. There's 5. So when you're playing your scale, played wrong note. Because I'm really getting ahead of myself. Y'all, I don't want y'all to do that. But if you wanted to, if you wanted to start experimenting and start connecting them, I would look at that shift. What I did just now, I don't want to get too far ahead, but I played last night. Like if you just came, I'm a few hours of sleep, but even in this exploration of just major modes, look at this. I'm looking for different places to shift. Wrong note. One, the same shape. was wrong. that shift. So I would stop there, and I said, can I fix that shift? That shift was ugly, and then just fix it. Anyway, so to add on to your homework, get those triad shapes. The second finger triad shapes. Just get the shape. Just get that shape, okay? Now, let's go to a different key. Let's go to G. Where's 1? Where's 4? Where's 5? Where's 1? Where's 4? Where's 5? Okay. So I'm not gonna like beat a dead horse there. That's an add-on for the homework you got yesterday. A lot of free game there, man. It's a lot of free game. Ground 4, free game. Not free Willy. Free game. So at some point also you have to take that, and then you gotta be curious. You gotta be curious as well. Alright? So there's a few things. JB, thanks for the question. So listen, you guys can join the membership. You can join Groove School. You can, you can buy me a coffee. I have a buy me a coffee link. Let's see. It's buymeacoffee.com/TED Talks Bass. I need to, I don't know how I feel about having. I've tried it before, but I don't know how I feel about having like Venmo links and Cash App links and stuff on the stream itself. I don't know. I don't know yet how I feel about that. And maybe that's a thing that excuse me. Maybe that's a thing that I need to get over, but I just put a buy me a coffee link in the chat. I am finding balance between, listen, the times are changing, man. You know what? I'm not inventing what I'm saying. I'm not inventing what I'm saying. I'm just saying it the way that I'm saying it. I'm not teaching Strawberry Letter 3021. One day, Tiny, one day, but there's a tutorial on the channel about that kind of already. There's a lot of videos on the channel, so I think that you can search that, and there's a tutorial already on that particular song. Yeah, I'm trying to find a balance between like what goes behind a paywall and what is just like, but I appreciate you guys when you come in with the super chats and the likes and things like that. Y'all got bills to pay. I got bills I got to pay too, but I ain't begging for nothing. So I'm not Umar Johnson. I'm not the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Is that too far? Is that a bridge too far? I think that might be a bridge too far. I am so tired right now. Okay. It's 12 o'clock. I have a gig that starts at 5. I have got to go figure out how to get some sleep. My problem is once I get up and I'm kind of up. I'm like a little kid. You know what I mean? Like when little kids are like up and they be fighting sleep. That's me. That's me. But I'm telling you, man. If you shit. Y'all gotta get friendly with the keyboard. I feel so rusty. I used to know a whole bunch of kids songs and stuff. Because I was a music team. Okay. I gotta go get some sleep, y'all. Do your homework. Do your homework. As I start getting more and more into this, I'm not doing this live every day. Y'all ain't about to just get free lessons every day, okay? Do the homework that I'm giving you, though. May it open a door for you that you walk through and you start being more curious. All right? You should have a better understanding of your bass guitar neck even after this weekend. Even after this weekend. And if you don't have a no. You should, if you do what was prescribed yesterday, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to go watch the live stream from yesterday. Between yesterday and today, and then when we start talking about the minor modes, you'll have a better understanding of your bass neck, right? Ground floor. Okay? But not only that, there should be some questions that come up. And when you have the questions, write them down or go to your notes app, write the questions down. I'm going to give you this last little bit. I'm going to give you this last little bit. And watch this. This is not me making this up. This is not me making this up. This is like real pedagogy shit, right? 5 stages of learning. 1, unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. You're unaware of a skill or concept and its importance. For example, a child might not realize that they need to learn how to ride a bike. Do kids need to learn how to ride a bike? I don't know. But there may be something about your instrument that you just don't know that you need to know at some point, right? So before I gave you the homework yesterday and today, there might be something that you didn't know. Now today, you're aware that, I need to know that, right? And then there's conscious incompetence. You realize you lack a specific skill or knowledge. You become aware of your limitations and the gap in understanding. For instance, the child now understands that they don't know how to ride a bike and they want to learn. You feel me? Does this make sense so far? Type a 1 in the chat if this makes sense. So yesterday with the homework that you got, yesterday with what we talked about, you didn't know that the 1 is major, the 4 is major, the 5 is major, and maybe you ought to know that. You didn't know that, right? Now you know that you need to know that. Conscious incompetence. You now know that you don't know, but you need to know. Then we get, like I said, I'm not making this up. This is like This is teacher shit, right? I can tell I'm tired. 3, conscious competence. You can perform the skill or you understand the concept, but you need to consciously think about it and focus to do it correctly. It requires effort and attention. Let's bring it to the child analogy. The child can ride the bike, but needs to concentrate on pedaling. What does that mean for bass players? You start off not knowing that 1 is Ionian. Just as an example. 4 is Lydian. And 5 is Mixolydian. You start off not knowing that you need to know that. Then you get to the point where every time you pick up the bass, you're thinking about it. I did as well, right? But now, so I was thinking about a little bit of that, but like today, for instance, I'm going to go play this gig at 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I only know the singer from Facebook. I ain't never met this chick before. I don't know who else is playing on the gig. Anything. I know I'm gonna go there about 4:30, something like that, 4:45, something like that. Set my stuff up, and then whatever happens is gonna happen. So that's the unconscious competence stage. You can perform the skill or understand the concept effortlessly and automatically without needing to think about it. The child can ride the bike without consciously thinking about it. Every last one of us has an area of our lives where we've gone through all of these stages, because all of us know how to ride a bike. So we've all gone through these stages, right? And there are things that I don't know about this instrument. Even having played it a considerable amount of time, there's still something to learn that I need to put thought into, right? And then there is conscious, unconscious competence. A more advanced stage where you can consciously reflect on and improve your unconscious competence. That's exactly what I was talking about before I even read there. You can analyze and adjust your actions even while performing the skill automatically. The child now is a proficient cyclist, can analyze and adjust their technique to improve speed or handle different terrains. An example that I would use in my world as a bass player, as a musician, is, for instance, last night we were playing Spanish Joint by D'Angelo, and I had never played that before. And in the bridge, anyway, in the bridge section, I was goofing on I think it starts with a D half diminished, to G7, I think, to C minor. Anyway, I was goofing on a fingering or something, and I did it a couple times. So I was like, okay, you did it that you effed it up that one time, right? Be aware of it because you know it's going to come back again. But it's not tripping me up to where I have to like stop and say, stop guys, let's practice it. No. I have the physical technique enough to know, and I can evaluate right there that this is what I've done. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I've done. That goes back to that. Can you play it, hear it? Can you see it? Can you play it? Can you hear it? Can you see it? Can you explain it? That thing. Okay, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to find some semblance of sleep before this gig. So I appreciate you guys being here. As always, it ain't rocket science. It's pocket science. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Be sure to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Two fingers.